my Monster Conquest Pocket RPG game. You know, I said this at Gen Con a few times, the few times I played Monster Conquest there, that sometimes when I'm bored and I really just want to get a fix of RPG, I pull out my Monster Conquest deck and I start playing. And so what I have here is the Monster Conquest deck. It's the basic set. We do have an expansion deck to that, but I'm not going to play that today. I'm just going to play the basic set, and I just want to get a quick fix of some role playing, or at least feel like I'm doing some type of adventure. So the first thing I want to do is I want to just take out the cards. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. And as soon as you pull it out, you should see three types of decks. One that's colored like this nice little reddish rustic kind of color. Those are going to be your playable cards. And then you also have some class cards and you have some encounter cards. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set the encounter cards up at the top over here. And I'm going to just stack the Monster Conquest deck, the one that has all the playable cards right here. I mean, they're all playable, but these are the ones we're going to be drawing from. And so I really want to just get my fix. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all my different cards. They have different types of classes. And if you're interested in that role play, they have stories behind every single one of these different classes of who these people are. And also, what you'll notice is that these cards also have what you might call statistics or ability scores. Probably a statistics would be a better way to explain it. And you can see that there's weapons here, some armor, some what appears to be ranged weapons, equipment. This is what is holy magic and arcane magic. And basically, these are the numbers that tell you how strong they are in these one of these six different stats. Now, this really, when you start developing your hand, it's a five-card hand. You look at these numbers and you also look at the cards that you have in your hand. And you basically just choose a character that you're interested in. So I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start with Corgan here. He's the Outlander, basically a barbarian type a character. And then I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the main deck here. So normally when you first get the deck, all the cards are lined up a certain way, kind of like any other like poker deck where you're gonna have everything in sequence. And so normally what you want to do is you want to take your deck and shuffle it a few times. Now I've played this plenty of time. This is my worn down deck, and you can see all the cards have been essentially shuffled for the most part. You don't see any matching icons on the right side there. They're also on the bottom there, but I'm gonna basically just do a very quick shuffle because I want to get going and get my little quick fix. And the first thing you want to do is you want to let's go ahead and also shuffle the monster deck. Now, this one definitely I should shuffle because in the past I've definitely have played and I don't want to end up battling the same monster. So I'm just doing a very quick shuffle of the encounter card here, counter little mini deck. Like I said, in the expansion, there's more monsters. There's also more of ways to play different cards, different boons, and I'll kind of discuss what these different cards do as we continue to play and get our little fix for RPG. So now that I've shuffled this deck, I'm going to deal myself five cards, and because I'm playing by myself, I'm just going to deal them face up. If I happen to pull a random encounter card in here, I just put it back in the middle of the deck until I get a full five card hand that I can play with. So not only do I have my main man here, Corgan, I'm going to flip over five cards. Now I got an artifact. This is the most powerful artifact in the game. I got some rope, a ranged weapon, and another artifact. Okay, that's very interesting. So in the game, the way you win Monster Conquest is you either collect three artifacts or you kill or conquer three monsters. Okay, now I'm already pretty close to winning just by this hand that I pulled. This was fate. You saw that I shuffled it. But now I essentially at this point set my deck on the top here, and I'm doing solo play. Now, if you're playing with someone else, you would deal them five cards, and if you happen to get an encounter card, you would replace that with another card in the deck here. But I think I'm ready to go. Now, the way anytime you kill a monster, you're gonna use these cards to kill the monster and then replenish your deck. Okay, and so the idea is your character here has a full health here. That's what this plus sign means here. One damage, two damage, and on the third damage, our character dies. Okay. In addition, I'm going to use my Gen Con cards. So these are cards that I create specifically for Gen Con, just so I can play, different ways and for those who show up. And we've had some returners, people who come back and play again. And I'm going to use the treasure cards for today's game. And I think that's it for now. We do have a campaign mode here that you basically set down a continent. But for today, because I'm running a little bit out of space, I'm not going to set the continent down. So the very next time I play, I think I'll show the campaign mode for the deck of cards for gameplay. So now that my cards are up, all you simply do is draw a card. First thing you do is flip a card. On the first one, if it's an encounter, it doesn't count, but it basically you decide whether I want the card that's been face up here on the discard pile or do I want to draw from the deck. And so basically I flip over. I have a +2 melee. Remember, I have Corgan. He has a +3 here. I can basically, I am so powerful right now that I really don't need much. And I really just want to get my monsters and kill them. Now, the thing about using these cards, like I said, is once I use them, I have to put them with the monster and I set them aside. Now, you can play a little bit more of a powerful mode where you just keep your cards as long as, and you can use them and trade them as they come. But in this case, the regular way is that anytime you use the card, you stick it with the monster that you killed them with, and you set it aside. And that's the way I'm going to play for right now, especially now that since I've drawn two artifacts, it'll be quite easy for me to win if I happen to draw the very next artifact card. Now, I can still win if that happens, but if I have to use one of these artifacts for an encounter to survive it and not take damage, I can do that instead. So again, I already have plenty of melee. I really don't need that. And I'm pretty powerful. So what I'm looking for right now is an encounter. Now, I wouldn't mind replacing these +1s here. More specifically, I want to just get rid of this melee card here and get a different type of card here as well as change this +1 here. So I'm just going to draw from the deck again. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about. This is a +3. This is a really good card. And I'm just going to change out my range card and set it down here. Okay, so when you're playing solo mode, you're basically keep drawing cards until an encounter comes. So let's go ahead and do that. Draw very next card. Bam. It's an encounter card. Now, when you get the encounter card, you grab from your encounter deck. I've shuffled it a couple times. Might as well do it again. And essentially, you just pull an encounter card and set it right on top of the encounter card here, the random encounter card there. And you can see it says Moonhag. People go missing in the night. All that is heard is a mad woman laughing in the swamp. You have to put an end to this. So I've showed up in a region. There's a moon hag that appears to be taking people. And now I got to be able to defeat her. Now, because I got these artifacts, I can easily defeat her. First, though, I don't want to really get rid of these in case I can win really quick. So I'm just see if I can kill her using my basic stats and maybe these three other cards. So I have a 3 to melee, which I have enough of. 1 armor, so I have to meet or beat the statistics and compare. I don't have any arcane magic from our barbarian, and neither I do for these three. So it's clearly I have to use my artifact in order to win the game. Now, I could take the damage and hopefully play around, and maybe the next few cards are going to be a artifact, and maybe I can win that way. But I'm not going to risk it. There's 118 cards in this deck, minus what we have out here, and so I think I'm just going to go ahead and try to kill the hag using my artifact. Now, basically, with this artifact alone, I can kill the hag. Now, the thing about these artifacts is because they need to be in play at all times, you take it and you throw it at the middle of the deck, just like so. And, a random place in the middle, get as close as you can to the middle. And I've defeated a hag. Okay, so I'm going to take this hag with the encounter card with it, and I'm going to set it right below here. And I'll keep posting them up because there's not enough room in the table right now for you guys to see everything. And so the next thing I want to do is now that I've used up my artifact card, I want to replenish my deck. I draw from the main deck here. And as long as it's not an encounter card, I just replace it. Otherwise, I take whatever's next. And there you go. Okay, so it's a +3 melee. It's a sword of quickness. Pretty big, pretty strong. +3. I already have a +3 melee, so definitely want to get rid of this. It's not going to be very helpful for me, and I still have my artifacts. So I want to try to get more monsters. So then I just continue to flip through the deck. Now, if we had another player, we can use PvP. Since it's just me by myself, I can ignore the PvP card. I'm just going to set that aside. Here's a ranged weapon. Definitely want to replace my melee with that. And then this goes into the discard pile. And then I just continue to draw until the more encounters come and see if I can survive this. So there's another encounter. I'm just going to draw from the deck, top of the encounter deck. Oh man, I'm getting pretty lucky here. So I drew a demigorgon, and I'm going to read the story. Nothing stranger than a thing with two heads trying to devour every creature traveling, soul passing its way. So I'm traveling through maybe a forest, and there's a demigorgon there that wants to battle me. Now, again, all I have to do now is compare my cards versus this, and then use any of these to also attack. So I already beat it with the 3/3 melee here. Go to the armor, I have 1 armor. I need 1 arcane book, and I don't have any, well, I have equipment here. Now, the only way I'm gonna beat this then, I can just use straight up use my artifact here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that 2, 2, 2 all the way across. I can essentially kill it. Because it's an artifact, it goes back into the middle. It doesn't stay with the monster, but then I pull the monster with me. Now I have 2 monsters, okay? Then I replenish my deck again, and you only have 5 cards at any given time. So now I want to flip a card. This is going to be the replenishment card. If it's an encounter, I put it in the middle. All right, so now I have a full hand here. And now I just continue to progress the game and continue to go, continue to go. So go ahead and flip the next card. That's nice. It's Holy Magic. And to be honest with you, I'm getting pretty lucky here. Normally, I don't do this well. So here's the Holy card. Definitely want to round out my player. I have plenty of melee, so I'm going to take out this Holy Magic, take that Holy Magic, put this card back down, draw me another card, and it's an encounter. All right, so you guys, if I win, I win. I'm going to just stop this time, play one time, then I'll continue to play these once in a while just to show you guys that I do actually constantly play this on my spare time when I have a little bit of time to blow. And so now what I'm looking at here is a Wraith. Okay, and we're going to read the story real quick. They warned you to stay away from the forest of lost souls. Maybe next time you'll listen. So obviously, I went into a forest and a wraith found me and began to attack me. Now, all I have to do again is compare and contrast the stats. I'm looking at, I don't have any arcane books straight from my card, right? I don't need my melee because this monster probably requires magic. I do need 2 armor and I don't have anything else. So now I need to look at my other cards. So I definitely need Arcane, which I do not have. Okay, so this is very sad. This is a case, well, that I actually take the damage. So I cannot, I do have Holy Magic. I don't have any Arcane Magic. And this is where those statistics matter. If I would have had a different type of class, maybe I would have had this Arcane book. So what this does is means is I take a wound, okay? And so if you do not have a paper clip, basically you just tilt your card sideways to the corner that has the injury on it. And now that I didn't defeat this, I have to put it back at the bottom of the encounter deck. Okay. It won't slip under there, buddy. And then this goes into the middle. Okay. Because it's an encounter that was not defeated. So it was the chance encounter. So I have 1 wound. I just keep playing. Flip another card. I don't need more arcane magic. You know what I forgot to use? I forgot to use my treasure card, so maybe I'll do it on the very last encounter, which, I wasn't gonna win anyways. Um, but you flip this card over, we'll use it maybe next time. 1 defense, I have 3 defense, I really don't need that card. There's the arcane that I had been missing, but I could not get. You know, I hate to give up this +3, but I really don't need it. Corrigan has a 3 melee weapon card, anyway, so I'm gonna just take this so I can have some type of arcane spell. Flip again, PvP, we're not playing PvP. Arcane, bam, even better. I'm gonna take this one and replace it. And you just keep drawing until you get the encounters. There's some harder encounters in here. And we'll see what happens. Another PvP. There's only 3 PvP cards in the entire deck. Actually, I think there might be 5. Here's another one. Yep, it's 5 of them. And then we flip one more time. Maybe again, I don't need this card, so I'm just gonna keep going until I hit an encounter. Now, again, grab from the encounter deck, flip it right on top, and it's harpies. And it says, when a body falls from the sky and lands at your feet, it's time to look up. Harpies swoop up, victims, just to watch them fall. All right, so now I need to do the matching game again. I got 3 melee, 1 armor, so I beat these 2 statistics. I have zeros on everything else on my card. So I needed 1 arcane book. Bam, I got that. And I need 4 equipment, or sorry, 4 ranged attack items. And unfortunately, I only have a +2, so it's very you need a lot of ranged attacks for these harpies. That means I take the hit. So now I tilt my card this other way, showing that I have 2 wounds, and this harpy goes back to the bottom of the encounter deck. This encounter card goes to the middle, somewhere in the middle, and the game begins. So I've already taken 2 wounds. I have 2 monsters that I've defeated, and I just need to defeat one more monster. Let's see what happens. Bam, the card that I freaking needed. It's right there. So I'm just going to replace it now with the +2. Could have won the game. And just keep drawing. Holy magic, +2. I don't need it. I have strong enough. So I'm building up pretty good cards here. I'm actually doing pretty well. I should be able to beat the very next encounter if it's just a standard one. There are some monsters that are stronger than others. +1, I already got a +2. Defense, already got a +3. Range, I still got that +4. Melee, Corrigan has 3 already. He doesn't need this. The last PvP card, +3 armor. I have the exact same item. There's 2 of these +3s. There's only one +4 card, and 3 +2s and 3 +1s on every single icon or stat card, stat icon. All right, I don't need that. I still don't need that. I already have a really good set here. I really just need to encounter and see if I can survive it. Or maybe I'm going to get a boon. Nope, no boons this time. Calamity, I'm just going to draw from the encounter deck. Oh my God. And I got really lucky. Okay. This is about, I think this is the weakest card. I'm pretty sure it is because I created the damn deck. 1 1 1. I got a 3. I got a 1. All I need is a ranged. Bam. I take the monster. I've killed 3 monsters, 3 encounters. I took some damage. I was on to my last hit. There are boons in this game. I'm not going to show them today. I think I'm just going to play it once in a while. And when we pull those cards out, I'll show them. If I could have remembered, I could have searched for treasure. Anytime you defeat a monster, you can search for treasure. And basically, it allows you to draw more cards, or there's actually traps in this as well. It's only it's only 5 cards, but one of these is a trap. So there's a 20% chance you can hit the trap. And then that's pretty much it. That's how you play Monster Conquest Pocket RPG. Gives you the fix for an RPG game. And I'll see you guys next time I'll play again in the near future.